work. Is it?
Yo.
It is.
No. Not yet.
Is
Not yet.
is working?
It's coming to life.
Is maybe working?
It's a possibility. Maybe you should just go to Twitch quickly. They have a better platform.
I don't use Twitch.
No.
Cool. Okay. Wait. The link should be working.
It's up again? Is opened up again?
Mute stream. Yes. It's here. It's here. We're so back.
It lives!
We're so back. It's here.
Unfortunately, Nova is probably going to... Oh, Nova's back too.
We're so back.
Okay, quickly. We have to explain everything in the next 17 minutes or else we're going to die again.
Does it only last 20 minutes?
It has only ever lasted up to 22 minutes so far.
Okay. Hey, Nova. What was the last thing you heard? Please. We got to get the ball rolling before it all goes to shit again.
We were talking about mechanical compies finding corpses and the technology of the game.
Oh,
And how and then after that you were answering Ruby's question about how extracts work and comparing it to Helldivers.
yeah, it's basically Helldivers mission length and extraction. It's kind of a bad example because Helldivers does have dynamic time of day, but
Well,
dynamic time of day isn't super performance friendly, so it
you
might
can
honestly
have
just
the
be
time
better
of
to...
day just be random. It can be a modifier for the hunt, right?
Well, yeah.
That or you can pay for it with marks. You make
Well,
the thing that you're
that was
trying
the
to
idea
likely.
that you would get a permit to hunt at night,
Right.
which is a really silly thing to do, like lore-wise, but sacrifices need to be made for the sake of gameplay.
Think about it. It gives you access to nocturnal hunting options.
And if you're starting out fresh and you don't have night vision goggles or a flashlight, then you're just kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So,
You have to hope it's not cloudy. It works.
for real. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The Crossroads theme from like Persona 5 is making this entire thing just way more cursed. It's just do 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 do. Nova?
Gosh, I really wish that my microphone didn't make me sound like a squeaker.
Squeaker. No,
Yes.
I'm far more squeakery.
Not compared to me, at least not on the stream.
That's concerning. OBS says I'm not streaming right now.
Shh! Don't tell anybody.
Uh,
It still works. Don't question it.
it says that it stopped. I'm gonna not click OK.
Yes, that's actually a thing that just happened. Is that Streamlabs has crashed. Press OK to confirm. Just doesn't press OK for the next 6 hours, and the stream is good.
I'm just gonna leave it. We're good. OBS is lying. Okay, good. So, procedural map generation. Is that
All right, we're just
is that
gonna jump.
the way? Is that the way?
The answer to that is yes and no. It's not easy. We're not going to do an entire. It can't be an entire map of randomly placed, randomly generated everything. I'm very adamant about tile mapping.
Well, yeah, it can't be entirely random. Otherwise, some of the quests just don't work. But
All I think is don't go with handcrafted maps. That will take too much work to have a variety enough for it to be interesting.
I'm not too worried about the like work required to get there, just because it's like I can spend a few weeks making a map. Like that's not too bad.
I guess you
Okay,
could
maybe a
have
few months,
a
but
set array of maps for different stages, different times a day, right? And just have the variation come in the way of.
Hacker loves
You
maps,
just
though.
have the
This is true.
variation come in the way of modifiers to the map itself, and I don't just mean rain or day night.
That is where a lot
like
of no, please, not again. No, no.
it had another heart attack. No, I can still hear you, so I doubt the stream is gone. At least yet.
I just watched my ping go to 4,000.
I didn't hear it.
Error. YouTube is not responding. Come back. Hello? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
It's still up. I'm still watching the stream at the moment.
Okay. Are we good?
It's fine.
I'm just gonna keep
buffered.
talking and pretend like it's all fine. All right.
It's fine. It's fine until it dies.
It's fine until it died. Yeah, you're so right. I mean, I can still hear you.
Profound.
Yeah. This is painful. This is awful.
Going with Phantom. Anyway, back to the map.
Okay. My thing with maps is I think one of the main values of roguelikes in general, and again, I keep talking about this within the context of roguelikes because it does fit to a certain extent. What you're doing, it's just on a much larger a much larger scale. It's sort of like talking about Diablo as like a randomly generated map rather than just like it's not a roguelike, but I can still like describe it as a roguelike, if that makes sense.
You know how there are set locations on the map that have to have the terrain be set a certain way in order for them to exist?
Yes.
A building can't be on a hill, which means the hill will just automatically flatten, but it flattens in a ridiculously stupid and sheer way that makes it look awful.
Only sometimes. And mainly on the desert.
Only sometimes. But it still happens, and if you can avoid that by just having the entire map be comprised of individual tiles
YouTube? Are you there?
work off of each other to determine what exists there.
This is I'm gonna pull my hair out. This is
It'll work! I'm telling you!
1,000 ping, back down to 21 ping. Okay, cool, we're good.
Ignore the ping! YouTube doesn't care about the ping anymore.
YouTube definitely does care. it is throwing up errors like every few seconds. It's very angry.
There's currently a fire going on down there in the computer that the hamster trying to run it is rapidly putting out.
The hamster. Okay, look, I pay him the big bucks for a reason. He can handle it.
He's a professional.
Professionals have standards. Okay. But yeah, the main advantage I see with procedurally generated maps is you don't have to worry about over predictability, like with just the game in general. If there is a set few number of maps, then that kind of leaves it open to the players like really learning them to the point where it's like to a game-breaking degree. Whereas procedurally generated maps don't really have that concern. But procedurally generated maps are also much more limited in terms of what you can do with them, because you're working with an engine rather than like it would be really hard to have a waterfall in a randomly generated map, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, I don't think that having the map be handcrafted, having each map be handcrafted, I don't think that would cause the game to break. I mean, there are plenty of roguelites that are very popular that have the exact same map over and over again.
I don't really mean like break as much as just get repetitive, like become boring.
Well, the repetitiveness would... The map isn't the gameplay. The gameplay is what is going to be the substantially more important factor in the replayability, not just the map.
This
the
is
map
true, but
you could have the
again,
map be a flat plane.
With the assumption that someone is going to have to go
fine.
through the early game like half a dozen times in order to get to the ending, then I'm worried that part is going to get stale. There are ways to mitigate that, I think, with like... Yeah, I think that there are ways to mitigate that, like, you know, letting you skip the tutorial, or one idea I have written down here that I can just grab. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Let's see. Du-du-du. Right. I had written out a draft mechanic to basically lock you out of doing the exact same thing 2 runs in a row. So you can't necessarily do the exact same weapon that you did in your previous run. Like that'll just be like the price will dynamically increase, or it'll get significantly harder to get there, or it'll just be disabled entirely. And I can do the same thing with maps. If there is a sufficient enough variety in maps, then I can just say, oh, for your first few missions, you need to do like a different map, or like have your first map be random entirely, like which map it does. So like
We could
say,
just have
you know,
more
okay,
times
well
you get a map, the
last
less
time you
likely
did the
it is.
desert map, you know, this time we're gonna give you I don't know, a temperate one.
It could just. I think it would be simple enough to just have it be the more times you spawn with a certain map, the less likely it is.
Hmm.
And then you don't reset the odds, so that the more time you play the game, the closer you get to integer overflow.
And then eventually the game crashes, and that is the true ending,
That's the true ending.
where you can't even run the game because it has an integer overflow.
The time loop has affected the real world.
Just play it 256 million times, or 256 trillion times. Easy.
Yeah. Well, that's how many times John. I almost just called the guy John. I am being.
It is he. I mean, he is John Preserve. That is his name.
If you actually call him John Preserve, I'm gonna shoot you.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing that. Hacker just loves maps, so that's what it comes down to.
Guys,
I do.
John Time Loop. There you go.
John Time Loop. He had no idea what was going to happen until it did.
It's just the perfect name.
There were no signs.
You're gonna need to explain that one in a minute.
I don't know if I will.
You might actually just completely ignore that.
We're just gonna pretend I didn't say anything, actually. I do love map design. Like, it is just... it's my therapy. I like doing it. But randomly generated maps are just, like, you know... they have their own
Pretty.
quality to them, too. Like, you know, if we're being somewhat for real.
I think the best middle ground, if you are just hard locked on randomly generated.
I don't know. I'm in a deadlock because
is,
I can't really do both. Like,
Think about it. Think about it. Because Minecraft does it. Minecraft does randomly generate. Every world is a different seed. But the terrain generate the like building generations, it's random, but they
oh yeah, no.
have to
either
be
way,
within a
the
certain
buildings
way.
would be
The fortress
same.
has
Yeah.
the fortress has set constructions that it is made of, and they are blocked out in like a modular array.
But stuff like
They're
rivers,
randomly
creeks,
stuck together.
lakes, waterfall, basically anything with water is just automatically going to be a nightmare to figure
And
out.
I don't think that. Okay.
That's a
So
pretty
hear me
big
out.
deal. Like, if I want to have like a barrier or whatever, just hanging out by the
Dynamic
water.
physics.
Kill yourself.
No.
No, God.
I mean, you could have it be a height map. You could just have water spawn at places
That's lame.
or I should say, you have a lake. It's not lame. It's how that would work in real life. That's how that works.
No, that's lame.
What if you do the water? Here, there's actually a guy that I've watched before do a procedurally generated entire planet, and he wrote a whole bunch of code as to how erosion would work, and it
I think
created
I know the video you're
natural
talking about.
water. You could do something like that, whereas prior to the terrain generation, you have the parameters set in place so that the water will naturally erode certain parts, and you'll have rivers and lakes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I get what you're saying, But waterfalls.
8. Now hear me out. You could just
Ping. Come.
suck it up.
Stream.
No.
Stream. Ping. Come back. Are you okay? Stream?
I think the ping is the only thing. I think the ping is just trying to rage bait you, hacker.
It's succeeding. It's working. I can say with certainty that it do be working.
You might just have waterfalls be a, set piece.
I guess.
It's not a part of the terrain generation. You just have a waterfall, and then the terrain has to generate around it.
I could.
Actually, you could do it that way. You could have
I could
the
just
set pieces generate first, and then the terrain procedurally generates around the terrain.
That is how it would have to work in UE5's terrain generator. But
fair enough.
I could just like hire 50 guys to be my quote unquote random generator.
Yeah. We're gonna go the China route.
The China route. The sweatshop factory route.
Yes. The good ending.
The good ending. We figured it out, guys. Game development solved. I do think that, like, to a certain extent, the map does need to be procedurally generated.
I'd say
in
that
some
you just
way.
have the terrain, but just the terrain, just the grass, just the rocks. That's the terrain. That's the generated part.
Well, yeah.
Anything, and I don't mean you procedurally generate a building and it's gonna look stupid.
No, I get what you're saying. I see the vision. Yeah. But again, that's how procedural generation works in the first place. But
well, originally procedural generation, I am very insistent on the tile thing. Is if you just have the map start at a central point with a random tile that it spawns, and then that tile determines what the surrounding tiles are likely to be.
So Minecraft.
You will. No, screw you, but also kind of.
Now that's how procedural generation works. That we're talking about the same thing, kinda.
We're not talking about it in the same way, though. It's a different method.
Whatever. Jeez, dude. But yeah, I think no matter what, the early versions of the game, like probably up to release, are going to have to use handcrafted maps.
Of course.
Yeah.
You need a dev map.
Also, just for testing purposes, it is nice to have a preset map that is controlled for. It's well, of course I know him. He's me.
You don't have a level designer yet. That's you.
He's me.
Okay.
When we say tiles, are we talking about Diablo style map gen? Kinda. So if there's thorns on the map, it's a thorny map.
I really wish that I could say yes or no to that question, because I don't know how Diablo generates its map.
It depends on which Diablo. Like the first one is pretty straightforward.
I was thinking personally more like, that stream's finally dead. It finally paused.
No.
Has it been 17 minutes? Hold on. It has been.
Fuck. There's no way. There's no way. I'm watching.
It's back.
Disconnected. Attempting to reconnect. Yeah. Are we back? Chat. I hate this.
Does it
I hate
work?
this so much.
Can we hear?
Chat.